To chair this function. So upon this note, I'll call the chairman of the planning committee for the launch of Ghana Geospatial Society to come and introduce the dignitaries and also welcome us. Kindly let's clap for this young man once they come up.
Good morning to us all. Distinguished guests, the High Command, invited guests, dignitaries, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the executive of the Ghana Geospatial Society, the Planning Committee, and myself, I would like to thank all of us for finding time in your very busy schedule to grace this this event, this important, this so dear to us event with your presence. We are so grateful. We would really use this opportunity to really thank you for your being here. You are welcome to the launch of the Ghana Geospatial Society. As we start this collaborative advancement of Ghana's geospatial community, because that is our aim, to advance the society and the community of geospatial users in Ghana. We here are but just a representation of a massive community that uses geospatial information in Ghana. And it is our wish and our interest that all of us from here will make the effort to call more other people who use geospatial information to come join this society. Once again, you are all welcome.
Thank you very much, Chairman of Planning Committee. I've been corrected that the association has been formed by young men and women. I can't believe I'm a lady and I'm actually attributing only the men. So ladies, I apologize, including myself. So we'll now move on to the introduction of dignitaries, and we'll call on our sister, Surveyor Florence Lamte, to introduce the dignitaries and the chairperson. Kindly welcome her with applause. If you won't give it up for the gentlemen, when the ladies are coming, please give it up for them, please.
Good morning. Okay, so the chairman for this, I guess, event is a brand ambassador who brands organizations to the limelight. He built the GIS division of Sambus Company Limited to become an internationally known company and to have a presence in 13 West African countries. He was an Esri distributor for West Africa, as well as an Esri certified instructor. He has equally built Losa Mills Consult Limited to become a go-to name in the surveying fraternity in Ghana. He holds a postgraduate diploma and MSc in integrated map and geoinformation production from the International Institute for Aerospace Survey and Earth Sciences of the University of Twente in the Netherlands. He holds graduate diploma in law from the University of Law in England and a postgraduate diploma in legal studies from the Ghana School of Law, Makola. Again, he has participated in many certificate courses. Some of the courses are entrepreneurship from Empretech Ghana, finance and accounting for non-finance managers from MDPI Accra, systems development for project managers from the Institute of Systems Science of the National University of Singapore, and strategic tax planning for effective business operation from Labyrinth Limited. He has had several equipment and software trainings. Notable among them are GIS from Esri headquarters in the USA, GPS from Tremble in the UK, photogrammetry software suites in Leica in Switzerland, as well as EDA's remote sensing software package at EDA's headquarters in Atlanta, USA. He worked at the survey department headquarters from 1987 to 1995 and was the first manager of the department GIS laboratory. From survey, he worked at Sambos Company Limited for a couple of years before setting up his own company, Los Amils Consol Limited. He is a member of the International Federation of Surveyors, FIG, member of EIS Africa, a fellow of the Ghana Institution of Surveyors, a professional engineer of the Ghana Institution of Engineering, and a founding member of the Licensed Surveyors Association of Ghana. He was a commission chair of FIG, and he served 3 consecutive terms as honorary secretary of the Ghana Institution of Surveyors. He chairs the membership committee of the Geodetic Division of the Ghana Institution of Engineering, and currently he is the president of the Licensed Surveyors Association of Ghana. Please help me welcome surveyor engineer Samuel Labidapo.
Thank you very much, Surveyor Florence. And Mr. Chairman, you are welcome. Before your remarks, we have very important dignitaries we have here, and they will need to be introduced and also join the chairman at the high table. So with us here is our first guest of honor, which is Honorable. There's no surveyor added to his title here, so I'm going to introduce it, please. So Honorable Surveyor Francis MANU-ADABOR. He's the MP for Ahafo North South East Constituency, and also the chairman of the Lands and Forestry Committee in Parliament. Also with us here is Honorable, I'll put his surveyor in inverted commas, Honorable Fredrick Adom. He is the Deputy Minister for Transport and also the Member of Parliament for Upper West Akim. Honorable, kindly join us here. And finally is our guest speaker, Dr. Richard Appiah Otu. I guess I should introduce surveyor in your name too. Oh, okay. So he is the Director of Technology and Innovation at the Ghana Water Company Limited. Thank you very much. Mr. Chairman, your audience, your chairman.
Good morning. Thank you for the honor. There was a mistake in the introduction. She said I was the honorary secretary but it was the honorary treasurer, not the honorary secretary. Otherwise, I will be accused. And she also didn't say anything about my bachelor's degree. I just jumped. So I attended KNUSC with a BSc Geodetic Engineering, 1985. Some of you were not born. So, so let's take that into note. Thank you all for coming. The integration of technology plays a major role for the flourishing growth of an economy in a sustainable manner. The adoption of geospatial and the fourth industrial revolution technology across the value chain of different sectors of the economy has a potential of achieving sustainable growth in a time-bound manner, as it provides a scope of precision and predictive analysis, thereby making the decision support systems more efficient and achieving the desired results with effective utilization of resources. It is in the light of this that we view the formation of this society into the basket of associations connected with measurement, environment, as on the on our program. If you look at the back, you see that we are talking about health sciences, environmental things, surveying, utilities, information technology. So this society that is being formed is an umbrella society that would bring together all professions that deal with geospatial. I think 2 weeks ago, there was a conference at the Accra International Conference Center. They call it Geo Week. So I was thinking that Geo, because I know that Geo has to do with F globe and F measurement and things. I attended the conference and I realized that the Geo that they were saying is global F observation. F observation, GEO. I said, but this doesn't have anything to do with me. But later on, I saw that they were talking about using remote sensors to monitor the F, so it still comes back to us. And therefore, it is timely that this society is being formed at this time to take care of all those that have been left behind. I just returned from a conference in India, United Nations Geoinformation Conference, and it encompassed all the professions. And I hope this will be formed along that line. The geographers, the surveyors, the valuers, the quantity surveyors, environmentalists, even history people can be incorporated to talk about history of what? The F. So at this juncture, I want to ask you that you support us and support me as chairman to bring this launching to a successful end. You'll hear again from me at the end. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Chairman Samuel Labidakon. So we move on to the next phase of our program. And at this juncture, we need to be told the journey of the Ghana Geospatial Society and the way forward. To do us this honor as the president of the Ghana Geospatial Society, and he is in the person of Surveyor Michael Nyagwe.
Recording in progress.
Mr. Chairman, Honorable Minister, Transport, Honorable Deputy Minister, Transport, the Chair of the Forestry and Lands Committee, and then LISAC President, and other dignitaries here present. Then our members online as well. Good morning. I am Michael Nyuagbe, as I've been introduced. And then to tell you about the journey, where we came from, how we've gone, and then what we are expecting in the days to come. So the Ghana Geospatial Society, as you see it, did not just come out just like that. There's been a lot of discussion between people within the geospatial field. We came together, we'll be talking about the various challenges that we have in the society. It started with about 9 people, and we're looking at the gaps we have currently in the system. If you look at those practicing the geospatial profession, we seem not to have anywhere to fall. You look at all the other professional bodies, and then they touch a little bit on the geospatial. Some of our people who practice the geospatial purely and are not engineers or surveyors do not have a mother body to fall in. So we're looking at how do we have all of them together and under one umbrella. Obed. So we came and we spoke, we discussed, and then we saw that looking at the various challenges, how do we move those group of people together forward? Along the line, we had to speak to some of our mentors who go forward, back, and then take advice from them. What do we do? They'll tell us we should think about it, get one more person on board. Then the number keeps increasing. Then we saw them
Okay, come back. Oh, bet data. Oh, I need data. Oba join my peak. Oba scaling.
Geospatial, and you have training for geospatial, you fall under that particular space. Then we had the geohealth and then fiscal sciences. And that's geostatistics, health, and fiscal sciences. So we want to look at those within that environment who are practicing the geospatial profession. And then they will be able to fall within that particular working group. Then the third one, we have the geo-environment and natural resources. So where we would have everything under the climate, those managing the natural resources, and then the environment. They fall within the geo-environment and the natural resources. Then the fourth one is the geo-surveying. So in this particular working group, we want to see all those within the built environment. That's the geomatic engineers or the land surveyors, as we call it. We want to see the valuers, those in the estates, the planners, all come together and work as a team, both from industry and then the academia. Then we have the geospatial utilities and engineering. So now this, we expect to have people within the engineering field. So both in the Ghana Water, the electricity company, then those in the telecoms, all of them coming together. So the details of this further is on our website. Later you can visit there. Then we have the geospatial information technology. So here we expect those in the IT field, in the artificial intelligence, machine learning, robotics. We want to have them there. Then we have the geospatial security. So those within the military, the police, the fire service, all of them, we expect to belong there. But then it doesn't just end there. If you want to be a member, we then said that you can belong to not one, but two. At least you should belong to two working groups. Because when we look within the space where you work, people have expertise that cut across the various space. We don't want to limit them. That was one of the complaints of people who join, that they don't want to be really limited to one working group. So yes, you can belong to two working groups at a particular point in time. So that then brings to bear the various working groups. And now, with the working groups in mind, we now have the types of membership. So if you now want to join, you see on the flyer, the back, we have the student member. That will be those currently studying geospatial related programs in school. And we have the professional members, those who are working or those who are even lecturing, who fall under that. And we have the geospatial, the corporate institution membership. So in this, we would have under this, we have two. So those for industry and then those for academia. We would want to categorize them that way so that we can target each of them as we would want them. So for example, those implementing geospatial in Ghana Water, ECG, VRE, all of that, we classify them as the industry. Then those in the academia, for example, University of Ghana, University of Cape Coast, the Winneba, KNUST, UNE, and the others will be within the academia as well. Then we do have two honorary membership. One of them, you have to earn it by your hard work. You will not fill any form. We would then observe based on the way you work and promote our activities, then it will be honored, you'll be honored by that particular membership. And it's no wonder you will fail. So that is in waiting for those who would work. Then we have the honorary membership. That's for those who are not practicing geospatial and who are into politics or in other fields who promote our society. That we will place that particular membership, the honor of that membership on them. But even if you are there and you are a practitioner, we cannot give you that particular honor. So we would expect you to come and rise to the right place. Now, moving forward, what do we want? We want to have collaborations with various organizations so that we have partnership, organized partnerships that will bring about, let's say, jobs and then consultancies for our members. We want to get our members employed in various firms. And we want to get those who have the expertise to do consultancies, to have jobs to do. So we'll be exploring the market for these partnerships. We'll get them and then we'll let you know. We've been approached with a few, but we are still discussing with them. So when we fine tune the terms, we'll bring it out for you to know. We equally want to get our people trained. So we'll be having a lot of CPDs to get them trained. And then we will look for avenues for sponsorship for scholarships for our members who want to further their education within the geospatial field. And then we would help them apply. So one will help them apply for some of those. Then the other one, we would then, if we get it, we would advertise for you to apply. Now, for the other people who are not our members, how we want to help the whole general society. We are looking at one, having spatial thinking groups or clubs, as we call it. So the spatial thinking clubs would be like small societies. I want to set up these at the basic school level. We want to catch our young ones early. We want to streamline the way they think in the spatial way, so that they will be able to follow what we want to do. We want to then set up one in the senior high school who would equally do the same. We want to then move and then have the programming and then the artificial intelligence club to get people together to program in these. And I want to have a research club as well. That will get our people into research, because if you look at the way the geospatial profession is going, we need a lot of research to do that. And as our setup is, as I mentioned earlier, that we have the scientific and technical working groupings. We want to go a lot into the research area to get our members to be interested in the research. That is when we can influence policy. Then we want to enter into the place where we can influence the policies and then the laws in the country relating to geospatial. We will be calling a lot on our members in parliament to get us laws passed in the geospatial space. First, to regulate the practice, to streamline those who practice it, and then to make sure that we don't use it for what it's not supposed to be used for. Because it is data, digital data. Anybody can edit data to represent something, but we need to apply the ethics to it. So with all of these now, people, all of us here and online, we call on you to come on board, because if we want to achieve all of these alone, we will not be able to get there, but we can only do that when we work together. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Michael Nyagbe. Much appreciation to you and your team for bringing us this far. So we proceed with the next item on our program, and it is to invite our guest of honor, Honorable Francis MANU-ADABOR, to give us a speech. Honorable, let's welcome with a round of applause, please.
After I finish, some people won't get anything to say because it's not my fault. Mr. Chairman, my son, the Deputy Minister for Transport, my co-guest of honor, Ghana Geospatial Society President, Council and Working Groups executives, fellow geospatial experts, invited guests, media, ladies and gentlemen, both present physically and virtual, all protocols observed. I don't want trouble. Maybe I didn't mention somebody's post. I was in a church, Pentecost, of course. And then I mentioned all the names. I forgot the pastor's wives. It was hell for me. So all protocols observed. I'm honored to address this meeting, which is dealing with key issues shared by organizations and governments, dealing with major natural resources and environmental changes. I'm indeed grateful to the organizers of this program for your decision to invite me to share my thoughts on this program. Because I have first degree in geodetic, second in remote sensing, and third, master's in GIS. So I am a member of the society, whether you like it or not. I trust that by the end of this delivery, I will have tried to reveal the importance of geospatial techniques in analyzing and managing managing natural resources. Mr. Chairman, ladies and gentlemen, the theme of the forum, managing our natural resources through geospatial intelligence, is appropriate and timely. Ghana is at war and is confronted with dealing with environmental issues, particularly dealing with the Galamsey menace. I'm a politician. I'm not going into politics, but for Galamsey, I will mention it 1,000 times. I therefore congratulate the organizers for choosing this topic that seeks to elaborate on how geospatial technology can help to address environmental and natural resources issues. I'm a licensed surveyor who deals in spatial data capture and products, and therefore excited that many more users of such data, cutting across several disciplines, are here to chart the same course for national development. This team has come at a time when our airwaves are choked with the danger posed by illegal mining on our environment. And in addition to our ways of curbing this menace, let us apply geospatial technology as well. In this fight, everybody has a role to play. But I beg to say that the extent and exact positions where these are taking place is critical. I said decisions to control disasters must be grounded on science and true data. Geospatial technology is an essential component of natural resources management, as natural resources are directly affected by changes in the shape and extent of any proposed environmental disturbance. It provides the means to integrate diverse data sets based on the geospatial attributes, thus allowing for holistic analysis. It also makes it possible to observe remote and inaccessible places, thus making accurate and timely spatially distributed data sets readily available. We will therefore, as a country, benefit immensely if we allow such technology to take the center stage of our natural resource management. The illegal mining fight has been on for decades, and we cannot achieve better results if we do things the same way. There is now a need to combine geospatial techniques with the advocacies already in place to curb this menace. We need to deploy manned and unmanned spatial technology using drones, satellite images, LiDAR, and area flights to track down these damaging activities. Without spatial technology, it will be difficult to locate and quantify the extent of devastation of our natural resources. The good part of it is our ability to monitor the phenomenon in real time and obtain graphics covering the area. The use of geospatial technology or intelligence is by far the most efficient technology in mapping and will offer the country's inventory of resources cheaper and easier to manage. I'm also calling for a participatory mapping of these resources and a spatio-temporal analysis of same to show the annual rate of change and a hot spot map depicting the potential risk that will affect sustainability in line with the SDG 12.2 on ensuring sustainable management and use of natural resources. If there are hotspot maps for inhabitants to see, they will appreciate the collective devastation that their anthropogenic activities will be causing. This emerging geospatial method provides rapid data and information for government to help in policy formulation for the planning and development of our natural resource base. It is not enough to say mining towns like Takwa, Obuasi, and Akwetia, or the Brim, Pra, Abu, and Ankobra rivers are being destroyed. But exactly where and the extent of devastation must be known. These distractions can be visualized from the products like maps from geospatial data. Mr. Chairman, I would like to highlight some few areas where geospatial intelligence can help. The analysis of impact of Galamsey and other disasters on our natural resources. Number one, land reclamation. In many areas of our country today, surface mining and Galamsey operations have deteriorated large tracts of forest and farmlands, reducing a lot of agricultural productivity and generating other health problems. These affected areas have to be reclaimed for sustainable use. Reclamation of these lands will require a comprehensive analysis of surface area in terms of sizes and volumes. Apart from these large size of land to deal with, some of the affected areas pose threat to using terrestrial and conventional techniques for surface analysis. This is where geospatial technology becomes very important. Analysis of crop yields. To the agriculturist, apart from the analysis of crop yields that have been affected or destroyed, there is the need to analyze the concentration of chemicals in the soil to determine which crops could be affected as a result of the Galamsey activities. Livelihood analysis. Many people, especially subsistence farmers, resident in the affected areas, have their livelihood greatly dependent on the farming and vegetation activities. There is the need to do an in-depth analysis and assessment of the impact of the Galamsey operations and activities on the livelihood of these inhabitants. These activities can be done combining geospatial techniques with socio-economic data of the areas. Impacts of the food security. In mining areas, water pollution and land degradation caused by the mining activities greatly affect agricultural productivity and food security in general. GIS and remote sensing tools can be used to analyze many aspects and dimensions of food security by combining several data sets. For instance, the utility and accessibility to the affected areas can be analyzed using these tools. Improved property analysis and valuation of degraded lands. The integration of data from digital imagery, both on the ground and from the air, has allowed for dramatic improvements in the analysis of agricultural and vegetation properties. Whether for use in agricultural appraisal, management, or investment, leveraging the recent advancements in digital imagery allows for a better understanding of a property condition and history. The values of degraded land can be assessed and quantified for other analysis. GIS is used to visualize, analyze, and administer land and property information, define acceptable use, conserve vulnerable landscape, and protect disadvantaged communities and indigenous people. Our hazard and risk management will help us prepare readily for disasters such as flooding, land degradation, etc. GIS is used to identify and assess natural hazards effectively. It is also used to identify areas prone to disasters and other environmental risks. It also generates maps that show the estimated extent of damage that may occur in the event of a disaster, but this GIS uses spatial data as input. Geospatial technology should help us work on a proper drainage and slope maps to prepare base maps that will help development agents in the land use and spatial planning to plan well to protect lives and property. These maps, I'm sorry, Mr. Water. These maps generated can help government departments, public agencies, and other institutions in charge of natural resources management to prepare, implement, and monitor development in their specific regions. Our water bodies are polluted each day, and the use of geospatial technology can help monitor these changing trends. This will help deter the potential dangers of water contamination that can affect health and the environment. Mr. Chairman, the Geospatial Society, which I'm glad to be part, has come at a time when the professionals must put all their tools together to solve the many problems in Ghana viewed without the periscope of time and space. The introduction of modern techniques in geospatial tools like remote sensing, GIS, and global positioning system have provided very powerful methods of surveying, identifying, classifying, mapping, monitoring, and tracking changes in the composition, extent, and distribution of several forms of Earth resources, both renewable and non-renewable, living and non-living in nature. Geospatial information will therefore aid in identifying abundance of natural resources and sound management and utilization of these resources. It will also identify the impact of the extraction, exploitation of these resources on environmental health, and also help in making expedient and quick decisions for strategic planning and management of natural resources. I want to also draw our attention to the annual bush fires that ravish most of our farms during the Harmattan season. This is sometimes reported, but majority of such occurrences are not even known. A lot of our farmers lose most or all of their investment for that cropping season with just one wild bushfire. Now, do you recall the armyworm infestation that ravaged several farms? You see how quick and rapidly they move? Their destruction seems to be very terrible, and that affects our dear farmers greatly. We can go on and on with our natural resources and how they are lost in various ways. The farmers, the utility companies, and the government at large look up to the professionals to come up with tools and techniques to predict and measure these events and mitigate their effects on the society. How do we manage these events? You are geospecialists, and I can confidently say that I am one of you. I know we have satellites moving over these locations, and images are captured very frequently. We need to be ahead of these occurrences by using satellite imagery to give early warnings. We cannot rely on news before we look for ways to solve problems as geospatial experts. This brings me back to your earlier webinar on advancing the role of geospatial cloud computing in Ghana's economy, society, and environment. Since time is of essence when it comes to managing our resources, how quickly we are able to process and analyze these satellite images is of utmost importance. So how can I use my intelligence, knowledge in analyzing these images on a cloud computing platform to get a rapid results? How can I get image data close to real time? Let us take the Galamsey and bushfire fight, for example. We can't win these fights without introducing technology. If you can come in with the geospatial intelligent bit of it as geospecialists, these fights will turn in our favor. Can you imagine we deploying the geospatial intelligence targeted in managing the bushfires? Do you know how many lives and properties will be saved through this very act? I have looked at the Ghana Geospatial Society setup, where you have the various scientific and technical working groups. My understanding is that you want them to work together towards solving the problems of our society, and this is great. They must come up with tools that will target the very problems in managing our natural resources. I want you to come to the legislature, where you can introduce these tools to us for our advocacy. I chair the Lands and Forestry Committee and will be very pleased to welcome you for this all-important meeting. Every year during midterm and annual reports of institutions like the Forestry Commission, I stress the need for spatial data covering their activities. You know, we have, what is it? Is it Green Ghana Day? We plant millions of trees. We don't have any map to show. The report tells us that we planted 2 million trees and that's all. If we have the geospatial data, we'll be able to locate where these trees are planted. And then the following year, if there is the need to continue, we'll know. I hope you understand. Yes. I stress the need for spatial data covering these activities. We must see maps of new plantations and forest degradations at short intervals for comparison. We are into tree planting programs, but all reports just give number of trees planted and no maps to show. Together, let us work with the various ministries, agencies, and all other relevant bodies in managing our resources. Furthermore, the use of satellite images in our national development cannot be overemphasized. I will also plead with government to assist our institutions to acquire satellite data that can provide this country with a 24-hour repetitive data. This will ensure timely provision of spatially referenced information, which to a large extent will provide data on Galamsey activities and ensure good data for environmental variables and other information that may help us in our weather forecast for agriculture and other purposes. I therefore recommend that GIS through geospatial intelligence from core of many academic curriculum form core of many academic curriculum in most programs in the land and natural resources. 2, ministries, departments, and agencies in charge of natural resources management should step up, set up GIS remote sensing units that can help the policymakers to make informed decisions. There is the need to organize programs for policymakers to sensitize them on the importance of geospatial intelligence and its impact on the natural resources management. I congratulate you on this feat and ask all to put our hands on deck for GGS to succeed. God bless GGS and God bless our mother Ghana. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honorable Adabo. Truly, you've said it all. So I'm also worried for the rest of your panel. Honorable, we apologize. We could have given a brief background about you, but we escaped that. So kindly accept our apologies for that. You left one. You have prestigiously serving a living God. He is an old student of Presec, so you can imagine. Thank you very much, Honorable. Our guest speaker has been called to Parliament. So Dr. Richard will apologize if we could skip yours and then progress to Honorable Obeng. So for our next item, we'll have messages from our sister institutions. So first on the list is the rep for Licensed Surveyors Association to kindly give us a message. We invite Madam Florence Lamte, please. Briefly, please, so the Honorable can make it to his program.
Hello. We thank God for today, for such a time like this, and we thank God too that we have this Geospatial Society now in the country, and it's going to help all professionals in that field to come together to the betterment, to exhibit our expertise to the betterment of the nation. So we are also grateful to be here, and we wish you all in all your endeavors. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Rep from LISAC, Madam Florence Lamte. Do we have any member from the Ghana Bar Association here? Any rep? Okay. What about Ghana Institution of Surveyors, please? Ghana Institution of Surveyors and Ghana Institution of Engineers. Okay. Hello, sir, kindly come from the Ghana Institution of Engineers.
Okay, my name is, okay, Mr. Chair, my name is Engineer Dr. Teshie, the branch chair of the, I think branch 2, Bono is an Ahafo region, and also the council member of the Ghana Institution of Engineering. We are so much happy that this society is being formed today. There are indeed challenges, as has been alluded to by Honorable Adabor, and we are privileged that we're working with you. There are a lot of engineers who are also into that area, and I believe that we can work hand in hand in solving the myriad problems that are facing the country. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Rep from Ghana Institution of Engineers. I'm sure the rest of the sister associations are with us spiritually and in prayers. So the next item on our line is to invite our keynote speaker. We're proud to that we invite Madam Florence Lamte to give us a brief about our keynote speaker.
Okay. Honorable is giving me a warning, so. I'm even confused. I don't know where to start from. Okay, so our keynote speaker is a member of parliament for Upper West Akim constituency. He made history when he was elected by the good people of his constituency on the 7th of December 2020 as the first MPP member to win that seat. He was appointed by the President of the Republic, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, in April 2021 as one of the 2 deputies at the Transport Ministry. Okay, so let me jump to, he holds a HND in marketing, a bachelor's degree in marketing, and a Master of Science degree in Geoinformation Science from the Accra Technical University. That's what from Ghana, University of Ghana. Okay, so he's also trained in drone technology at the Ghana Technology University. He is a farmer. He has coconut, cocoa, palm plantain. I have to say, because of GIS, he's a stanch Kotoko fan. So please, let's welcome Honorable Fredrick Obeng.
Thank you very much, Madam Florence. Mr. Chairman, honorable guest speakers, Honorable MANU-ADABOR, Dr. Richard Appiah Utu. Honorable MANU-ADABOR happens to be my father. As he says, he calls me his son. High Command, distinguished guests, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the media, all protocols observed. Good morning once again. I stand here with pleasure and an honor to be invited here today to talk about managing our natural resources through geospatial intelligence. This, as I talk about, I don't know what I have to say again after we have had, I just thought it was a launch of Ghana Geospatial Society, but apparently we've had a class of land use and spatial planning 101 today by Honorable MANU-ADABOR. And I think everyone here today, I don't know, per virtue of your participation here, I think the organizers of this program should award you a certificate in land use and spatial planning after Honorable MANU-ADABOR's speech. Natural resources, quote, natural resources are abundant and crucial to the survival of all life on Earth. However, inefficient management have driven many of these resources to the point of exhaustion, whilst nations derive low benefits from these. We need to become more aware that some of these resources are finite and that even the renewable resources need to be managed properly, unquote. Geospatial intelligence. The usefulness of these 2 main categories of natural resources, being the renewable and non-renewable resources, reaches its utmost level by geospatial intelligence. Through geospatial intelligence, we get to understand natural resources management in a better way. It enables us to efficiently carry out most of these tasks which have been otherwise impossible. For example, detecting the risk of natural calamities, implementing conservations programs, and more. So geospatial intelligence in natural resource management is a great collaboration to preserve nature and secure it for the present and the upcoming future. So with the inception of this Ghana Geospatial Society, there are others. You find the Ghana Statistical Service, Land Use Spatial Planning Authority, Land Commission, the Survey and Mapping Division, Ghana Boundaries Commission, Ghana Water Company Limited, Electricity Company of Ghana, and now we have the Ghana Geospatial Society. I must say one thing here, that I have been in this society, in this organization for quite some time now, through the help of Mr. Stephen Jabba, who happens to be here with us today. And I must say thank you to him for such an honor, who allowed me to have my national service done at his place, to help in his marketing department. And also through that, I have been able to move through and also have a master's in geoinformation science. So after this, you will find out that you are a geographer, you are a geospatialist. Where do you belong to? You can belong to Mr. Jabez license survey. You can belong to you cannot. So you ask yourself, where do you belong to? So we're finding out where then one day Mr. Ufuriata, who happens to also be my classrooms prefect in Achimota School, who also is here today, bought my forms actually to go and do geoinformation science in the University of Ghana, Legon. Thank you very much, Peter Ufuriata. So I'm glad that all those who held my course are here today. And I must say, what is the role of the geoscientist or the geoanalyst or geospecialist, as we say, in managing our natural resources? As a person who worked with instrumentation, I would also say that the cost of instruments, which has been so high over the years, and the technology is expensive. And so this technology, because they're expensive, it becomes very difficult for most of the practitioners to be able to effectively run their daily activity as geospecialists. However, there are ways that we could also help here. I stand here today to tell the geospecialists here that so long as they are with us, we are also ready to help the society. And because of that, before coming here, we spoke to some partners who are ready to help members of the Geospatial Society to have at least 50% cut from GNSS RTK GPSs to LiDARs and others. So we should give them a round of applause. It is very interesting and encouraging seeing the distinguished gathered here and your involvement in developing our dear Ghana. We will be mediocre developers of this country if we are to work without paying attention to spatial intelligence. Ghana will be proud to see the fire service, NADMO, health workers, manufacturers, bankers, and educationists employing the skill that is being employed by the geospecialists. This is to mention a few. Ghana needs to work hard towards developing our country by ourselves, for ourselves, and the only way I see this happening is through geospatial intelligence. Let us all put our shoulders to the wheel and encourage the young ones to do the same and posterity will be thanking us. May God bless us.
Thank you very much, Honorable Fredrick Obeng Adom, our young, dynamic, and smart MP. So he was able to get something. Although Honorable Adabor gave all the speech, he still found some way. And that is the role we, the geospatial scientists, play in this institution. So on this note, we'll have a musical interlude and also introduce to you our sponsors. Today's program wouldn't have been possible without the sponsorship of some key companies and personalities. So we'll introduce our sponsors to us. So first on the list is Selfcon Engineering Consult, Akim Geospatial, Geotech Group, Sambos Geospatial Limited, the Licensed Surveyors Association of Ghana, the Lands Commission Ghana, Blefs Geoconsult, Georgette Bounce Limited, and Maypac Consult Limited. So if there's a rep from Selfcon Engineering Consult, we would love to have a brief word from you. Selfcon Engineering Consult. Just briefly, please.
The parliamentarians are needed at Parliament. I think they want to do so as the legislators need to advertise, they will ask permission. The permission is granted. If you don't, they are going to work for you.
And when our acts come, you pass it for us as well.
Sure.
Thank you very much. We are really grateful for your prayer. Kindly let's be on our feet to usher them out. Thank you. Thank you. We are grateful. It's true, it's true. So please, let's take the pictures quickly. Yes. So kindly, let's go outside and take a pictures with our special guest. Then we can come back quickly. Kindly, let's leave our things. Our things are safe. The cameras are watching. At such a memorable occasion, we can't live without pictures. Pictures tell history. So let's tell our history by keeping images of today's lunch. Kindly, let's do it quickly. Thank you very much for taking your time to go and take the pictures. Kindly give us some few minutes. The rest of our guests will be back in so that we continue the program, please. DJ, can you please give us some musical interludes whilst we are waiting for the rest? So whilst we are waiting, we'll call on our sponsors to come and give us brief introduction to the products they sell. You can continue the music, Mr. DJ. So we'll just wait for our sponsors to come in and then come and give us brief information with regards to the services and the products they sell. So first on the list is Setcon Engineering Consult. Is there anybody from Setcon Engineering Consult? Okay. Okay, what about Akim Geospatial? Akim Geospatial, please. Is there anybody from Akim Geospatial? Okay, so next we'll invite Sabaya Stephen Jabba to give us some short words, and he is from Geotech Group. Your products or your well wishes for us, please.
Thank you. I'm representing Geotech Systems Limited. Geotech is a household name in geospatial industry. We've been in Ghana for the past 25 years. We'll be celebrating our 25 years next year. And we have served most of the government agencies, including Ghana Water, the money agencies, Survey and Mapping Division, and currently in support of the geospatial industry, Geotech, in partnership with GMX, has been able to develop a nationwide core stations for the country. And our partners on this is Survey and Mapping Division and the Ghana Water company, which they are using it for collection of their data. We are happy to welcome Geospatial Society in Ghana. We have been looking forward for this, and we are happy it has landed today. And we hope we'll collaborate with them to support all the agency or the stakeholders that they enjoy the service of Geospatial. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Stephen Jabba. So next, Sambos Geospatial Limited. Anybody from Sambos, please? Okay, let's welcome with a round of applause, please.
Thank you very much. My name is Matthias Agbozo. I'm currently the general manager for Sambos Geospatial, the Ghana office. Sambos Geospatial have been in existence for over 25 years now, and we have really played a key role at the early stages of GIS in the country. And as things progress, as the industry still evolves, we are still collaborating with key stakeholders in the space to see how best we can continue to support, help them grow their geospatial vision, bring in all the technology that there is, the best technology out there really. In a nutshell, Sambos represent or is a distributor for Esri. So we deal in the ArcGIS technology. And I'm sure in our space, a lot of us have dealt with the ArcGIS software one way or the other. We also represent L3 Harris, that is MV software for remote sensing. We also represent Trimble. So we deal in Trimble mapping grid software. And then we also represent Wintra, fairly new, that we are looking at growing. That is Wintra drones. And we are looking at purely targeted survey mapping grid drones. For Sambos, we are privileged to be part of this historic event. And we are trusting that even as we collaborate together to grow the industry through this society, we'll be able to achieve a lot together and be able to deal with all the mirage of challenges that we are faced in today's world. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Sambos Geospatial. Our next is Licensed Surveyors Association of Ghana. Oh, okay, yeah. They gave us their message earlier on. So I guess it's taken care of. So the next is the Lands Commission. Any representative from the Director of Service or the Lands Commission? Okay. Then Bleb's Geo Consult. Surveyor Blebo. Let's welcome with a round of applause. Thank you for supporting us. We are very grateful.
Thank you, Madam MC. I'm Blebu Isaac, CEO of Bleb's Geo Consult. We've been in existence for, I think, from 2011 up to date. Our main specialization is into hydrography. And then we also do a lot of engineering service. I think Ghana Geospatial Society is welcome, and we want to be part of this association. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Bleb's Consult. Next is Georgette Barnes Limited. Anybody from Georgette Barnes Limited, please? Okay, so we progress to NEPA Consult Limited.
Good morning or good afternoon. This is NEPAC Consult Limited. We do surveying and a little bit of building consultants. And when the president was actually outlining how they got the society, Ghana Geospatial Society, I thought they were going to do institution because it looks like almost every profession is in there, even the journalists, everybody was in there. But then we hope this society come to stay, because us is going to take care of our geospatial field. And we say you are welcome, Ghana Geospatial Society. Thank you.
Thank you very much, NEPA Consult. A round of applause for our sponsors again. This August occasion wouldn't have been possible without their sponsorship. So we progress to the next line on our item, and that is from our second guest of honor, in the person of Dr. Richard Appiah Otu. We invite Madam Flores Lamte to give us a brief background about our second special guest of honor. Let's welcome her with applause, please. Please, let's be clapping. Let's be clapping.
I'm here again. They always try to tempt me. They're giving me a longer thing and they tell me to be brief. And I wonder what to say. Okay, so our guest speaker for the occasion is one of the key players when it comes to geographic information system at the Ghana Water Company Limited. He joined Ghana Water as an engineer in 2003, and his dedication and passion for his work helped him rise through the ranks to become the manager for the GIS department and also the chief manager responsible for GIS and network modeling units, information technology units, metering, instrumentation, and non-revenue water units, as well as the research and development unit. He's currently the chief manager responsible for the company's technology direction, with key focus on commercial and operational efficiency. He worked in the past as team leader for the commercialization of Sierra Leone Water Company under the African Development Bank, consultant for United Nations FAO, led the non-revenue water and prepaid metering technical teams under AVRL, was project advisor and the UN Habitat on Water for African Cities projects, GIS consultant to the German Technical Corporation, consultant for Nokia Siemens Network NV in Gabon and Ghana on fiber optics projects. He is a professional member of the American Society of Civil Engineers, Ghana Institution of Engineering, Project Management Institute, American Water Works Association, and International Water Association. He has received numerous awards, including International Planetary Urbanizing Prize, initiated by ARCH, together with the German Federation Foreign Office and German Advisory Council on Global Change in 2015. He also had the Commonwealth Scholar given by the British government in 2009. In 2013, he also had the Mashav Scholar given by the Israeli Foreign Affairs Ministry. 2011 also, so he had the African Geospatial Excellence Award, among many others. Please, guest speaker is no other person than Engineer Dr. Richard Appiah Otu. Please, let's welcome him with us.
Thank you very much for that elaborate introduction. When you go for an event and then you're introduced like that, it means you have not arrived. Those who have arrived, when they mention their name, we recognize them. When Bill Gates comes, they say, that's Bill Gates. We know you don't have to talk. So when your introduction is very long, it means that you have a long way to go. So I have a long way to go. I haven't arrived yet. So thank you very much for your kind introduction. I'm also a geomatic engineer or geodetic engineer. My time was geodetic, now it's geomatic. It was left out through the introduction. So let me just put them on across. The
first speaker and the second speaker have said everything that I wanted to say, actually. So I have nothing more to say than to rehash a bit of what they said, whether it will make sense. I assume that all of us here in Gadet are not specialists. We have guests who do not know so much about what we do. So in my presentation, I sort of wanted to give a bit of insight into the terms of the topic that was given to me to speak about. You've got management, you've got natural resources, you've got geospatial, you've got intelligence. These are huge words put together. I would hope that through this short discussion, by the time I'm done, would have shed a bit of light onto what the terms mean. First of all, we say managing our natural resources. When we say natural resources, what do we mean? The earth on which we reside has been endowed to us through the benevolence of nature. So nature has given us resources that will allow us to be able to survive, to live, and exploit. And these resources are ones that we, by our nature as human species, did nothing to bring to Earth. We've got air, we've got the sunlight, we've got rivers, we've got natural resources like agric, food, fauna, flora, and all of that. So these are resources that have been given to us by nature for us to be able to use and progress. And what have we as human beings done with these resources? We've transformed these resources for the growth of our economy, for the, is that a technical challenge? So can I control it? Okay, that's good. Thank you very much. So I've been given the computer to be able to control the slides. So as I said, the natural resources that have been given to us by nature, we as human species that are inhabiting Earth now have the capacity to be able to utilize this to help with the growth of our economy, to develop financial systems, to develop mechanisms that will allow us to be able to live for ourselves and the future generation. And what have we done with the resources as being bestowed to us by nature? Through the exploitation of these resources for the growth of economy and for us as humans, for the development of industry, we have created a lot of problems and challenges for our natural resources. Some of them, which is the biggest we have right now, is the pollution of air and e-waste. We've generated a lot of resources from computers that allow us to be able to think faster, work faster. And then in the disposal of waste, instead of having a great ability to have a circular economy to treat this waste to the position where things get back into the environment and in its natural state, we just dump them in a state in which the environment that nature bestowed to us cannot process. So we've polluted the air, we've polluted the rivers, the products that allow us to be able to go about every day, like plastics, all over the environment, and then they are not biodegradable. So we just throw them and we don't process them and then go back to the earth, and then the earth doesn't get back into the state in which we inherited it. How have we also managed the land resources that we've had as a country and as a society? We keep grabbing lands to build nice houses, to develop infrastructure, to develop hospitals, to develop all the things that will allow us to grow our society. How have we done all of that to make sure that the resources that we've been given are allowing us to survive, and not just us, people who come after us. And because of our behavior and because of the things we've done to nature and the natural resources we have, now nature is finding ways to come at us. So when it rains, we are getting adequate flooding. And I'm saying adequate because naturally our habitat is such that when it rains, using just the simple hydrological cycle, water will ordinarily percolate and go into the ground. But now we built houses of concrete everywhere. Hitherto, people had gardens where when it rained, the water will just fall on the garden and then it will percolate into the aquifers and then it will recharge the water table. Everywhere is concrete. So water will find its way, and in finding this way, it's wreaking a lot of havoc on those of us who inhabit this particular planet called Earth. It's affecting the very energy level that we are looking for. Food. When there's flooding, it destroys a lot of the food crops that we have all over. So that is just in summary to give you a mental picture of what our natural resources are and what, as we humans, what we are doing to transform those natural resources for our survival and the effect of that particular transformation on the environment. And when we move on to what we put together in the Sustainable Development Goals 12 subsection 2, it focuses on how we do sustainable natural resource management. What have we done as a society to be able to make sure that we live an ecosystem that is resilient, that is sustainable for our kids and then our grandkids to come? So our society is the Ghana Geospatial Society. And how do we apply geospatial intelligence to manage the natural resources that nature has given to us? Two big words, geospatial and intelligence. In a very, very simple form, I think if you want to talk about geospatial, it's essentially how we gather the various elements, which is data, which you process to gather information on the Earth or near Earth surface. So every technology that you put together to be able to allow us to be able to manage such flow and analyze it and use it gives us what geospatial is. So anything that's related to the Earth that we live on, so on or near the surface of the Earth is geospatial. So in essence, once you have anything that you give it X, Y, Z coordinate, means you define its location on the surface of the Earth, whether it's hanging or whether it's sitting or whether it's beneath the Earth surface. Give us a very simplistic explanation of what geospatial is. And intelligence. Intelligence ordinarily has a process. How do you gather intelligence? Once you have raw facts, raw data, you put it in a form that gives you information. Once you have the information, you process the information, and then the information starts to give you patterns, it gives you insight. That is what intelligence is all about. And these technologies were given to us mainly from our military establishments around the world. So if you trace back the technology of GPS, it goes back into the American military and then all of that. Now, they've given us as civilians certain uses that we could use to transform our lives. So the use of GIS or geospatial intelligence now is not only limited to the field of military, and it's used for fields that are located anywhere on the Earth surface. So in a very simplistic form, you look at assets that we have. Every asset that is located on this particular planet that we have called Earth could be given location identity, X, Y, Z. And then once you do that, you can put them in database forms, and then they'll generate data for us to be able to build up data, to be able to use various applications through science and mathematics, to be able to generate reasonable knowledge. And with that, we evolve and get to the point where now we are able to find intelligence in all of them. Computer science and geomatic engineering, geographical information system have moved to a point where now stuff in computer science where advanced machine learning come into play in the field in which we work. So what can we combine all these things to do? Artificial intelligence now has found its way into the practice of our profession. We are using unmanned area vehicles, which ordinarily you call drones, to gather intelligence all over. When you put all of them together and then you apply them on the systems that we have, computer systems, they give us the power and the ability to be able to make reasonable decisions on all the things that I spoke about earlier when we talk about natural resources. So we are gathering real-time data from satellites. We are gathering real-time data from drones. We are gathering a lot of data from connectivity because now we have access to internet technology, which will give us the opportunity to be able to have insights from the questions that we ask ourselves: where, how, why. And these things put together will give us the relevant intelligence on how to be able to manage natural resources that nature has bestowed to us. So, as I said, the two speakers who came before me spoke almost at length about everything I had prepared. So this is, in a nutshell, give you a summary of what they came to say. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Richard Appiah Otu, for your insightful message and presentation. I think time is fast spent, but it is so critical that we need to introduce the executives that constitute and will lead us as geospatialists. So briefly, some of them have excused themselves because we have such key important assignment they need to perform. But I'll first introduce the president of the Ghana Geospatial Society, and he is in the person of Michael Nyagbe. The vice president is Professor Prosper Larry. He's excused himself. Also, the secretary is Dr. Lili Lisa Yevuga. She's also a lecturer at University of Energy in Sunyani. Our financial secretary and organizer is in the person of Dr. Louis Adei-Reko. Dr. Louis, can you give us a wave? Okay. So these are the people who are going to lead us as geospatial scientists. Thank you very much for your willingness to serve us. So all too soon, our program is nearing the end, and we'll invite our chairman to give us his closing remarks. Oh, Mr. Chairman, sorry. So there was one of our sponsors who couldn't speak earlier and would like to be given the opportunity to speak again. So we invite Madam Georgette Barnes to speak to us with regards to the services provided by her company.
Hello, good day. Sorry, please, I'm not Georgette Barnes, but I work at Georgette Barnes. I'm Belinda and my colleague MFA. We are from Georgette Barnes Limited. It's a mine support company which specializes in products and services. We've been in existence for 11 years. We are at Takwa, Obuasi, Bolga, then Accra here. We represent a lot of brand. With the drilling fluid, we work with AMC. For your PPEs, we are there. We have geological consumables. We have a whole lot, hydraulic tools, your hydraulic oil. Or, I know you don't really use them, but there's this software called 3GSM, which I feel like it will be useful for you guys. It takes data, the drone takes picture, then The software will generate a 3D model, then you use it for your mapping, or if you want to check your distance, your coordinates and the rest. So we just outside, and when you come out, I think we'll give you more details of our products and services anyway. But we are always available to assist you guys. So please don't hesitate to contact us in case we might be of help to you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Georgia Advance Limited. I skipped one aspect which is so critical, and that is the working groups that will be making up the Ghana Geospatial Society. So quickly, Mr. Chairman, I'll create your indulgence. So as enumerated earlier on by the president of Ghana Geospatial Society, we'll be having geospatial scientific and technical working groups. And I would like to mention the leaders who will be leading us. So key on the list will be the geospatial sciences, which will consist of media, communication, ethics, governance. And the person who will chair this will be Mr. Anthony Ntiado. If you are here, you can give us a wave. Okay, I guess he's online. So next is the GeoHealth and Science and Statistics, and also the GeoEnvironment, Natural Resources. And this will be the Climate Change and Disaster Management, Agric, Biodiversity, Natural Resources, Energy, etc. And the one who lead is Dr. Nade Detego. Dr. Nade Detego, you can give us a wave, please. Next is the geosurveying, and this will consist of the land management, estate, and built environment. And that will be led by Dr. Benjamin Quay. He's joined us online, so we can still clap for him whilst he's online. Next is the geospatial utilities and engineering, and this will be led by Samuel Jikuno. Next is the geospatial security, and this will consist of the military, the policing and intelligence services. And this will be led by Richmond Che Bafor. Richmond, are you here with us? Okay, so he is online. So finally is the geospatial information technology. And this will be made up of application development, management, business intelligence, artificial intelligence, robotics, machine learning. And this will be led by Edward Opomboama. Is Edward with us? Okay, thank you very much. And thank you for committing to lead this various working group. Mr. Chairman, please, your closing remarks.
Mr. President, Dr. Appiah, ladies and gentlemen, geospecialists, all protocols observed. We've had a very fulfilling and fruitful day launching the Ghana Geospatial Society. We started with the president giving us the way, how we started the whole thing, the journey and the way forward. And the most important thing was that the 7 working groups covers the span of geospatial activity in the country. Everything has been taken care of, and everybody here, he says you could work in 1 or 2 of the working groups. So everybody should identify himself in one of the groups to contribute to make geospatial information a thing that will push this country to higher highs and better governance. The Honorable MANU-ADABOR said it all. He used the example of the environmental issues on the Galamsey fight. And what he said in a nutshell was that we need to know where the problems are. How do we know it? By preparing maps. To know as Dr. Appiah said, we need to have the XYZ, and then the extent, the size. And this all has to do with us, the geospatial scientists, using the tools that we have. using the drones, the satellites, the GNS systems, and all things to depict the situation on the ground, to do reclamation, I had a video where the guy said that they were working in the night, so they cannot be caught. But if we have a drone in the night, we'll see them. So we have the tools and technologies which we can use to help these environmental challenges. He said we need the exact position to be able to address the problem where the problem is taking place. And he said something like geospatial intelligence is by far the most effective methodology for addressing the problem. And we are fortunate to be the personnel, the people that have that expertise. And fortunately, this is not limited to, let's say, licensed surveyors who are land surveyors or just geomatic engineers who have been licensed to do cadastral survey. Or it's not restricted to valuation survey, where we have estate management and valuation or rating, or to quantity survey, or to planning, to institution of engineering, where we have all the divisions, civil, all those things, technical subdivisions. This encompasses all of us, including the media, including the health. I had the opportunity to work with police when there was this unsolved mystery of that Kwanzaa who was killing women. So I approached the then director of CID, and I told him that we could use GIS or geospatial technology to help identify the criminal. That was the first time he heard of geospatial technology. So I asked him to give us the information about the hotspots where they have had the incidents happening, where the women have been found. So he gave us that information, and with my team, then at Sambus, we were able to do a model that showed where the guy was operating. And through that, they were able to arrest him through geospatial intelligence, using the raw data to create information for decision making. So we are in a very important profession as geospecialists. And I'm happy that this is not being restricted to a few people, but it's being open to everybody. I also worked with an epidemiologist at Kolebu, and we were using GIS to identify where measles, is it one of these, is it chicken pox or polio? One of these things that epidemics, we were able to use GIS technology to identify. And there was this cancer, was it, people were having sores. Oh, there was a disease, Buruli ulcer. And so Buruli ulcer, we use our GIS technology, and we saw that it was coming from a river parasite. Through the parasite and through taking all the data, we were able to identify that it was a river-borne something. And so you can see from all this that we have the tool to solve the problems of the world. We have the knowledge to help. So with what has been said by the Honorable MP, the Honorable Minister and Doctor, we see that we have the solution for government. But the problem now is, if you don't say I am, nobody will say thou art. So if you have it and you don't market it, you don't tell people about it, you have the solution, but nobody knows, nobody consults you. So I think our media, the group one, the social sciences group, I'll plead with them to begin to make noise to the decision makers. And fortunately, our technology cuts across all spheres of life, because everything happens on space. and in space, on land, even in the air. You know, there's, as we sit here, there's a GIS software that is locating every plane in the atmosphere, their location, the time, temporal, everything. Every ship on the sea, there's a software that you can just load and it will tell you the position of every ship or every aeroplane in the air. That is the power that we have. So we will be able to tell every activity happening in the world. Now, government wants to build government gives money to disassemblies, to people to put up structures. Are we saying that the government or people should travel, or we can have a technology where we can furnish them with the progress of work without they moving there? Is it possible through our technology? Yes. We can use our drones or even special technology using satellite to furnish them. Every activity, garbage, hospital, everything, fire service, everybody needs us. I had an unfortunate situation where my house got burnt. I had traveled for a funeral. When I was coming, I came and met my apartment burning. Why? That was a doomsday time. The guy put the generator and there was a mistake and the generator caught fire and caught my property. And then we were looking for fire service to come. Fire service rush come. Where is the, what do you call, fire hydrant? If you to get the thing, we didn't know. And as we were waiting to find one, the thing was also burning. And everything got burnt because there's no intelligence of where to locate that critical point where they can connect and get what? The water to quench the thing. So even where fire hydrants are, where those things are all important, intelligent things that when we provide with our technology, we can help governance and a better society. So as Dr. Adom says, it says resources are finite and need to be managed carefully through the geospatial intelligence. Geospatial intelligence is to conserve the earth for the future. So the resources are finite. And if fire burns a forest, burns a cocoa farm, or this, you go to the mining companies, pollution, look at the Galamsey, polluting the waters. There will be a time that we'll have to import water if we don't manage our resources well. And so how do we help the government? How do we help the institutions through this society? It's a society. Okay, it's a society. So we are assuming that we all are in Ghana. We didn't say institutions, eh? We didn't say association, it's a society. Society gives the notion that we are all what? Living together. So if we are creating this society, let us use this to help Ghana as a society to be governed well. The politicians don't know about it. They only know about saying things. Like Mr. MANU-ADABOR said, we have planted 1 million trees. Where are they? Is it true? Is it true that they planted 1 million? You don't know. So with our intelligence, we can verify and tell them. So Dr. Appiah says that nature has given us resources that allows us to live. But how do we manage those resources for our good? We can manage it for our good, we can manage it to our detriment. And we have been blessed with the knowledge and technology that will help us manage these resources. And it behooves on us as geospecialists to push forward an agenda to ensure that in every institution in this country, they use geospatial science. I was privileged to travel to India, as I said earlier on the United Nations, and I was so amazed when the secondary school, JHS level students in India were made to produce something for each of the SDG goals, the United Nations Development Goals. Each schools were identified to produce a map, to produce a geospatial product that addresses those SDG goals. And I was so amazed. So the president of India, or the prime minister, comes to say that it is geospatial knowledge that help India to be where they are. That he has even elevated the director of survey to a ministerial working at the office of the president, because he knows the importance of that geospatial information. And that is what we should all achieve. Let our politicians know that we need to manage it. Otherwise, Dr. Appiah said, nature will find ways, if you don't manage it, to come at us in the form of flooding and all those disasters. So, as I conclude, intelligence is processing raw data to give us information. We have the tools to get the raw data. We have the tools to process the information and to give to the decision makers to make important, critical decisions for good governance. And it is on us as Geospatial Society to do that, to help our country be able to come out of the problems that we are having. I was in the car when I heard somebody saying that he bought a basket, or is it a package of tomatoes in Accra for 1,600 cedis. But in his hometown, that thing is being sold for 400 cedis. Why are they doing that? That knowledge is not available. But if somebody, one of us, will take that upon himself and come out with, know that in this location, tomatoes is being sold for 200, and here 300, here, by here is 1,000 cedis. It will give people the knowledge and intelligence to choose wisely. We can do that. Let us identify the problems. Let us use our technology and our knowledge to solve it by making it public, letting people know how important it is, and we will become the eye of society. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Chairman Samuel Labidako. We're so inspired by your words of message to us, and I guess we have learned a lot. All too soon, we are coming to the end of our program, so some few announcements for us. So as we were coming in, we registered, and thanks be to God, we formally launched our Ghana Geospatial Society. So please, as you step out, kindly go back to the registration table and indicate which of the working groups you like to belong to. For our brothers and sisters online, it will be posted online and it will be shared on the WhatsApp group. If you are here and you are not part of the WhatsApp group we have, kindly see any of our executive members so that you will be added to the WhatsApp group and you will indicate which of the working groups you belong to. The association can only be as strong as it is if each and every one of us find ourselves in or any of the working groups. So kindly let us be committed to it. As we step out too, we have something little for us to, for it to stir our mouth a little bit. So we have some cocktail outside, so kindly pass by. We have a backdrop too, to take pictures. It's a memorable occasion. Let us not pass by taking pictures. As we move from here, we've made new friends, we've made new networks and new connections. Let's keep it going that way. If you still haven't registered as a member and you'd like to do that, kindly check our website. It says www.ggs.org.gh. www.ggs.org.gh. Kindly subscribe to it. On this note, okay. So we invite our chairman again, please.
I'm here once again. Today is 16th November at Appiah's mess. This afternoon, with all that has happened, I now want to officially declare that Ghana Geospatial Society is duly launched. Ghana Geospatial Society is what? Duly launched.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. And it is also a special occasion because today is the GIS Day. We skipped that, but it was so key. So today is GIS Day as well. So it is really special that we have this lunch on a day like this. So we'll invite our brother and our organizer for GGS, Dr. Louis Adereko, to kindly give us the vote of thanks, please. Let's welcome with applause, please.
First of all, we would want to thank God for the gift of life and then for bringing us here to undertake this program and then for being able to come to a successful launch. We also like to thank the Military High Command for granting us this space to use for this program. We are most grateful to you, and then your support and warm reception has been truly amazing. Next, we would like to thank our guest speakers, Honorable MANU-ADABOR, and then Engineer Obeng, and then also Dr. Fred Appiah for enlightening us and talking to us about all that we need to do, and for identifying the charge that we have as geospatialists, that we can contribute our quota to helping managing the natural resources that we've been entrusted with through geospatial intelligence. Next, we would like to thank our dynamic chairperson for summarizing everything that the speakers put together and also linking them to real life applications of these. We are most grateful to you, the chairpersons, and then the speakers for your time, for educating us, and for taking time off your busy schedules to be with us. We cannot take this for granted, and for that, we are most grateful. For the planning committee and then the sponsorship committees, we are most grateful to you for the work that you put in to make this program successful. To our sponsors, we are most grateful. Without you, this program couldn't have been possible. For the media event organizers, we are most grateful to you. Last but not least, to all of us, prospective GGS members, we are most grateful to you. Also to those who joined us online, we appreciate you taking time off your busy schedules to be with us. So thank you very much for coming, and we wish all of us a successful rest of the day, and as members of GGS, as we move forward to help with the cause of bringing our knowledge in geospatial management to bear in helping our country develop. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Louis Adeireko, for thanking us. I guess when the thanker gives the thanks, we also need to give thanks as well. So kindly let's visit the stand of our sponsors. They are outside. Let's get to know the services they can provide for us in our daily geospatial activities. So just as we began with the Lord, we need to close with the Lord. So on this note, we'll invite lawyer Harry Enim to give us the closing prayer. Oh, he stepped out. Okay. I have another pastor in the house, and he is in the person of Mr. Isaac Blebo to kindly give us the closing prayer. He knew I'll call him because I've assigned him as the special pastor wherever we find ourselves. So let's welcome with applause, please.
Let's please be on our feet as we take the closing prayer. Everlasting Father, we are grateful to you for this such as this. This is a day that you've ordained from beginning of creation. And we just want to say we thank you for us having it successful. We commit the issues discussed. We commit the society into your care. Our prayer is that, Lord, let it not just be a one-day wonder, but it shall be something that will come to help us grow as a nation, that the entire nation will see the effect of what we can do to build this country together. As we are living here, Lord, we ask for your presence to be with us. We commit even the executives into your care. We ask for unity. We ask for understanding. And we ask Jehovah God Almighty for a call to duty, that together we'll put our strength together so that this society will be one that will be envied among many in the world. We thank you, Lord, and we bless you in Jesus' mighty name. Amen. Please, let's take our seats.
Thank you, Mr. Isaac Blebo. So as Jesus gave his disciples to spread the word as he departs, let us be the disciples of Ghana Geospatial Society as we walk out. Kindly let's not forget to go back to the registration desk and indicate which of the working groups we would like to belong to. Thank you so much, and God bless us all, and see us safely to our various destinations. Bye-bye for today.